If you're in meditation circles for a while, eventually you'll start seeing people reading books like The Power of Now, or you'll see people studying Ramana Maharshi, and you'll hear people just in basic everyday life nowadays saying, well, just live in the present moment, just be in the now and everything. But my experience is, for some people they understand this and it's a path that they can follow, but for a lot of people it's really misunderstood. And this is one of the advantages of actually having someone who has a lot of experience with that teach you and coach you, is that a lot of people read The Power of Now as if they're reading a book and they get all the information, but they actually, a lot of people don't actually do the power of now or living in the present moment, and there's a lot of confusion about it. It can be used as escapism instead of inism or whatever you want to call it. But if you sit with somebody who's actually trained in this and they can coach you and show you when you're actually dropping into the present moment for real as a actual experience rather than something that you read about. Because there's a way of being in the now with your whole being encompassing the space, and then there's a way of being in the now that's from your head. So that's like focused and you're still looking at the now through the mind. Ramana Maharshi had a technique that was really good for when your mind's like that, is to say, who is experiencing this? So that the mind has to go back and look at itself. And it's like throwing a dog a bone. It gives it something to do. So otherwise the mind's going to keep getting in the middle of you in the present moment. And to basically get into the present moment, we talked in other videos about cow meditation, where you're always bringing the mind back to the present moment, and then from there you need to actually go down and include the physiology, because otherwise, if you're doing it just from your head, it's actually a heady present moment. It's not the real present moment. So the path goes from your mind being out there to back here and focused, and then including your feelings. And then you want to include all the things around you, other people. That's why sitting in groups and having a meditation teacher where you're in a situation where you have safety, and then you can, from safety situation, you can include other people into the present moment, or include nature. For some people, they'll feel safer going in nature. The reason why we are not very present in the beginning is things happen to us that made it uncomfortable to be in the present moment, so we check out. So checking in is basically taking time to relax and get yourself back from being closed person to a neutral person. And then once we're neutral, it's the analogy of the ship going back on the water from the harbor. Once we've healed enough, we don't want to get addicted to that. We want to actually expand and go into new areas and not be safe, and include all the feelings and everything and other people back into things. So the power of now is a very misunderstood thing. It takes a lot of practice, and being in groups, which a lot of people call satsang, where you're with people and they just discuss this topics, is a really good thing. I spent years in those circles when I was in Australia, and quite a bit in Amsterdam and in Europe, and been with various teachers, and it's been amazingly helpful for me. It's not a path for everybody, but what I understand when I talk to the average person reading the book is that they're intellectually reading it in a way that they think it's something that you learn. It's definitely needs to be an experience and not a learning. So in a lot of those circles, it's just an intellectual understanding, or it's also misconstrued nowadays that you use the power of now to do business and do all these things, and focusing the mind to do sports and business is helpful, and it helps you in your daily life, but it's not going to give you those amazing expansion experiences when you learn to include everything into your experience. So those are just beginner stages where you're bringing the mind into the focus of the present moment, and it's needed, but it's not the whole journey. Eventually you need to include your body's feelings and other people and the outside world into that as well. So anyhow, I'll just do sitting for a few minutes here in a very expanded state, including everything, and if you're watching this video, try to do that. include all the bird sounds behind me and the sun and all the things in this present moment. Allow it to become quite a vivid present moment rather than just a mental present moment. So I'm going to sit like that now for a few minutes just to finish off the video. Okay, so today's take-home message is that actually doing the power now is a lot different than understanding about it. So it means opening up, expanding, and including everything into that moment. It's quite an amazing experience when it starts to happen. And at first you'll get glimpses probably, or some people get it really big and they can hold on to it. But again, it's not about staying in that expanded state. It's having the ability to be that and also narrow your focus when you need to be and go like this. It's not about holding on or being addicted to one state of being. And I hope this helps, gives you some understanding, and contact me below at the Hotmail address that I put on the site if you have questions or you want some coaching. Take care. Have a good day.